Hey, what's going on, everyone? I've been thinking about this for quite some time now, and I finally said, you know what, let's just hit the record button. And so let's just get this out there. So last week, the 7th happened, and that means it has been 3 months since I moved from Longview and moved over to the Inland Empire to plant a church over in Post Falls. And a lot has happened. There's been a lot of things on my heart and on my mind, things I want to share. And I realized that there's just too much to share in just one video. So what I would like to do is to do a series of videos to kind of explaining like the the plan, why Post Falls, and all the people I'm meeting and all the adventures I guess I'm having. Just know that there will hopefully be more videos like this coming out really soon. But in the meantime, I really wanted to give just a quick update as to what's going on here since it has been 3 months. You know what, just to update you on the mission itself, I have essentially a three-phase plan, an outline, if you will. And we are in phase one right now. In phase one, the goal was to meet 100 people so that by January, I could start a Bible study. I mean, we're halfway through phase one, I guess, at least timeline wise. So the goal is to meet 100 people, and the objective was to meet people of peace. The idea of finding people of peace is finding people who are spiritually curious and even networking with other churches who may have people who they're ready to send and come with me over to Post Falls. And I guess with that said, a lot of cool things have been happening with essentially two audiences. Audience one would be those just in the community at large. Um, just about every day, I'm out there and I'm meeting people. I have been working really hard to be just a part of the community, trying to establish myself as a regular to earn trust and to build relationships with people. And here we are now, 3 months into it, and I it, there's no other words for me to use, I guess, other than I feel like I'm having breakthroughs relationally. I'm at a place now where, as I have become a regular at some of the establishments that I go to, some of the coffee shops, the gyms, and the places I visit, I have been developing relationships to the point where I have been able to just start to walk with people. I'm reading a book called "Planting by Pastoring," and I I mean it's been an amazing, I guess, insight and tip in the sense that like I'm just trying to love people towards Christ. I would love them the same way. I would love people within the church, finding out if there's an issue, checking in on them, praying for them, helping wherever I can, and just loving on them. And for me, knowing that the answer is Christ, the gospel, and looking for every opportunity to share that and point people towards Christ. And 3 months of being intentional about developing relationships and being there for people, like we're there, at least we're there in many opportunities. So I was looking at the tally. Um, by now, if you care about metrics, I said I wanted to meet 100 people. By now, we are at 67 people that I know by name that I'm actively trying to just to pursue and connect with. Or you might think to yourself, 67 is a lot, and it is. Like I may be overzealous with that, but anyway. So 100 people I know by name 67 people that I'm actively pursuing. Out of those 67 people that I've connected with, I have been able to have 14 spiritual conversations just about the church, life, Jesus, God, spirituality. And by now I've been able to share the gospel 3 times. No decisions, but I will continue to pursue those relationships and just love them towards Christ. So among that 67, I've also been connecting with churches here in the area. In May, I went and I was a part of the SEND assessments, the SEND Church Planters Assessment, where they assessed me. I bring that up because at the end of that, I got to go over the results with a representative from SEND and with Phil Peters and with Mike Freeman from my SEND church, Valley Christian Fellowship. And one of the things that was brought to my attention was that there was a, a large concern that I would be lonely. So the concern at the time was, Andrew, you're going to be just lonely, and we would really encourage you to get connected with other pastors just to find a sense of community once you get there. So once I got to the area, I I knew I wanted to connect a lot with the Rock Church in Spokane Valley. I had met the pastor from there, Danny Morris, Danny Morrison, Danny Morris. Danny, if you're watching this, I have a lapse in your last name all of a sudden, and I literally just spoke to you at staff meeting like an hour ago. So my bad. Anyway, uh, I with Danny, I felt like just really strong in kindred spirit, and so I really wanted to just connect with him and his church. And along with that, I have gotten to connect with the IEBA, that is the Inland Empire Baptist Association. So with that, I've been trying to network and connect with other pastors in other Southern Baptist churches in the area. I was encouraged to do that just because they didn't want me to be alone. But actually, like, I guess I'm just seeing ministry opportunities as I've been kind of kicking over rocks and seeing what God is doing in the Inland Empire. Having the opportunity to go and meet with these other pastors, that's opened up networking opportunities. But that's also allowed me to actually, just a couple weeks ago, I got to preach for the first time both at the Rock and another sister church called Green Acres. And I just got to share what God is doing in my heart, what God is doing in the partnerships around the area, and starting to gain kind of some interest in what I'm doing over in Post Falls. It's exciting because now, as I, especially with Danny's backup, really in many ways, as I connect with him, there are people who are like, oh, maybe we can send some people with Andrew and join him over in Post Falls. That's super exciting. So I guess from a mission standpoint, I'm trying to start a Bible study right now as I try to connect with more people within the church and outside of the church. I'm able to have spiritual conversation. There's a lot of interest being garnered. And at the same time, partnerships are being developed as I just connect with other pastors in the area. So that's been super exciting. It's been a lot of relational work. There are some moments where I'm like, this is exhausting, but it's the mission, you know? So that's been really cool. So that's the update for the mission. I guess I'll just update people on like how I'm doing personally. A couple things that people keep asking me. Number one, I'm not lonely. It's been a great time, honestly. I keep waiting for the shoe to drop, I guess. Some people keep saying that I'm in the honeymoon phase. And I'll be honest, when I was at Valley for the first few years, I felt the same way, and I kept waiting for that honeymoon phase to go away. It never did. I loved being there. But right now, I just feel like I'm firing on all cylinders. I guess me personally, I feel I'm doing well. And pacing myself has been interesting, but I love it. And I'm alive in a way that I didn't realize I could be alive. People have been asking me, you know, how can they help me and how can they support me? How can they be praying right now? I think the biggest thing that I would really appreciate right now is just prayer. Prayer as we start to move towards this Bible study. One thing I didn't mention is that I now have about 3 leads, 3 people I could possibly partner with who are willing to open up their home to start a Bible study. And that would be great. There's a lot of open doors at the moment, I guess, and I'm just trying to pray through like who is it that God has for me to partner with and to work with. And so pray for that as that Bible study develops. Pray for the right people and pray for the right team as well, because part of this is, as I haven't really explained this, but meeting the 100 people starts a Bible study. And it's through the Bible study, I'd like to get to know people and where they're at in their own relationship with the Lord, and invite whoever God reveals to be a part of the team. One thing I'm learning a lot around here is that a post-Christian culture is a real thing. You know, there are a lot of people who who claim to know Jesus, and there are a lot of people who even read their Bibles, and they know a lot about the Bible, but they may not necessarily be gospel oriented or missionally oriented. I'm just taking it slow and prayerfully looking to make sure that like we are starting well and starting in a way that truly honors the Lord, the gospel, and the mission. So that's pretty heavy on my mind. The last thing that I would ask for prayer for is just the diligence to keep doing all the admin work. The admin team at Valley, I guess, has done far more than I've ever realized because once I got here, there's no one else to do this but me. And as I'm working through a lot of like just the bureaucratic stuff of like incorporation, state stuff, tax stuff, like I just never realized how much had to be done. It's wild. So yeah, I don't just pray for that due diligence. I would appreciate that. So anyway, that's a quick update as to what's been happening in the last 3 months. I know that wasn't a lot of detail. Hopefully in the next couple of days and weeks, I'd like to kind of produce more stories because a lot has happened and I'm super excited about it and I'm really thankful. God is at work as he's just opening up doors and bringing all these connections together. And I'm excited about that. So actually, one last plug. Next month in November, I will be back in Longview. And on November 8th, I'll be doing kind of like a mission update at Valley Christian Fellowship, where I'm just going to be giving the window is a 2-hour window. I don't know if I'll take up the entire 2 hours, but I'll be giving kind of an extensive report as to what's going on here and what I've experienced and answer questions, stuff like that. So that'll be at Valley Christian Fellowship. So for all my friends who are not part of Valley, I think you're invited. I would personally invite you, but I don't know if I need to clear that with Valley or not. Just show up, see what happens. So anyway, that'll be Saturday the 8th over at Valley Christian Fellowship at noon, I believe. And it's supposed to be like a sack lunch thing. So bring your own lunch. Anyway, I appreciate everyone. Appreciate your prayers. Appreciate so many people checking in on me. So, all right. Talk to you later.